Digimon. Digimon.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Team Yume podcast. Today we have for the first time an interesting combination of individual characters with their own quirky personalities, which they're going to become stale over the next 800 issues of the same comic, or manga in this case. We have Faries.
Hi, I'm the quirky fairy guy.
Well, the only thing correct about that sentence is guy. And then we have, and that's even up on debate.
You don't know!
I know. And then we have Jade Faury, for the first time meeting up with Faries. It's the crossover of my dreams, I guess?
Crosswords!
Yes, say something funny, Jade.
But I don't know something funny. I don't have a sense of humor.
So funny. Anyway,
Ow.
that's the worst laugh. That is the worst laughing I've ever done in my life, by the way.
Please don't ever do it again.
Please. No!
I'm going to do the mic thing if you don't shut up.
Okay. So, as Ross actually cleverly hinted, we're going to be talking about Digimon, because why not? We were in a conversation casually discussing about nostalgia things, and eventually became a conversation about, hey, remember Digimon? That's something that happened. So, let's talk about the Digimon anime.
Well, I guess it would be worth kind of laying down how this conversation came to be. Jade decided to mention that there is in fact a new Digimon series that is airing currently, that is a continuation of the very first Digimon Adventure series, which is seasons 1 and 2 of the show.
Yes. And I actually remember the trailer for that, and the characters look like they are like 26 or something, which is interesting.
They're supposed to be like right about college age, I think. It's like 3 years after the events of 02, which is the second Digimon Adventure.
Yes, which is the Digimon Adventure that never happened, because we don't want to remember it.
That never happened.
How could Sora end up with the blonde guy? That doesn't make any sense. My ship is ruined.
Oh. And then there's that Digimon, the one that you should never mention.
Which is?
In name, I don't even remember his name.
Was it Blackwood Greymon?
The combination of Angemon and the other yellow one.
Sorry, who was Digimon again? Because
Serafimon.
Est once interius ira veementi Serafimon. It doesn't sound good. Oh, speaking of.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, my friend is an absolute otaku for pet monster shows. I mean, that's kind of his specialty. So I had to hear about Pokemon and Digimon and things like that all the time. He plays all the Digimon games, all of them.
There are Digimon games?
There's fucking crap tons of them.
And
He imports them from Japan and plays them. We're talking that heavy into it.
Oh yes. We're actually not doing a debate about which is better between Pokemon and Digimon, just so you know. Digimon is better. But
Digimon wins hands down easily.
well, at least the anime, because the anime series of Digimon actually have an actual storyline, and different main characters. And instead, with Pokemon, we're stuck with Ash Ketchum for the past 20 years or something.
Okay, I found the Digimon.
What?
Oh, this thing. Okay. Yeah, I remember.
This creature of nightmares.
Okay, I'm going to take this picture.
Oh yeah, that's fucking was it Padamon's armor evolution? And you're just like, the fuck?
I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to save it for later.
For posterity.
This is actually the fusion of Angemon and another dinosaur, and you're like, oh yes, the fusion of an angel and a dinosaur. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be. Oh wait.
It kind of looks like a Buddha statue went horribly wrong. With wings. Actually, no. It looks like a toy robot. to be honest.
With
Okay,
wings.
with wings.
Like a transformer.
Okay. Jade, stop whatever you're doing because you're making the microphone very annoying. It's like this. It's kind of. Anyway, so Digimon. So Digimon. I must have been like a middle schooler when the first Digimon anime came out. Up until the point, the only thing with Mon in it that I've been exposed to was Pokemon. So Digimon was a refreshing change of pace for me because the actual story, actual super villains, and people die when they're killed, and all that. Also, there was that. Yes, I actually personally enjoyed most people enjoyed the arc involving that vampire guy.
Oh, by the way, something else that Digimon had that Pokemon didn't is boobs. As the picture that I just posted in there will attest to.
Only because Pokemon was heavily censored. Only because of that.
Yeah, but the English version of Digimon, not so much.
Well, I watched the Italian version of Digimon, which was pretty much no holds barred when it comes to delivering its content. So remember the vampire Mon? What was his name?
Myotismon.
Myotismon, yes, that guy. That was basically the best arc in the original show because, well, for once it took place in the human world, which was something unheard of up until that point, and the kids had to team up with their parents in order to stop the threat, which is something you never see in kids' shows.
Yeah.
At the time, that was great. That was great. That was pretty good.
And Wizardmon died.
Oh yes, the drunken wizard guy died. That's sad.
I still have that scar. The only Digimon I actually liked, and he died.
Really? The old Digimon you liked in the entire series?
Well, to be in the design matter I was talking about, because I thought his design was awesome.
It kind of looked like the Red Mage from Final Fantasy.
I didn't play Final Fantasy.
Good.
For me, it was
good.
For me, it was like the best, the coolest Digimon of them all. In my point of view, because I know you're not.
What's not to like about a jaded, drunk monster guy? Yeah, that was his character, wasn't it? He was cynical and drunk all the time, and then he has this moment of redemption and then he dies.
Oh, hey, Digimon definitely
drunk.
Oh yeah, Digimon definitely did not have religious imagery at all, like this guy.
Okay, what is this picture you're sending me now? I'm definitely.
Yes.
That is a Pokemon, Digimon called Lucamon.
Yes.
Oh, it's the devil. Hi, devil.
The fallen angel.
Hello, devil.
No. There's actually a Digimon called Beelzebumon.
But would you like? Should we talk about what was actually the final boss in the Digimon Adventure original run? It was basically an amalgamation of all the Digimon they defeated, and his name was Apocarimon. It was the literal embodiment of the apocalypse, basically.
Yes,
that's something that happened.
Oh yeah, I think he scarred himself or something like that in front of the kids.
Looks cool, edgy.
I don't get it.
But
I don't know how to say
so
it.
What I really wanted to talk to you about was not actually the original Digimon Adventure show. That's more of a segue to getting what's actually the real meat of this podcast, which is the third series, Digimon Tamers. And oh boy, was that a change of pace in the franchise. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, so I can kind of give you how this came to be.
Wait, before that, we should actually tell the audience what this is all about. Because, okay, so are you familiar with Serial Experiments Lane, Jade?
Nope.
Ross, if you please.
Oh lord. Okay, so the best describe it. Imagine you take a 12-episode, somewhat nihilistic acid trip about the internet as they expected it to evolve in 1998.
That was actually a pretty interesting vision.
What?
That's
Okay,
pretty
I
much
dig
what
it.
you get if you watch Serial Experiments Lane.
It gets kind of convoluted and a bit preachy and pretentious, but interesting visuals, and it's basically a psychological horror throughout the majority of it. Not something very kid-friendly. So imagine if you get the guy who made Serial Experiments Lane, and you basically give him carte blanche to make a Digimon series.
Oh, that's not good.
That's what happened. No. That's not good for the kids, but the show itself is actually pretty solid, ironically. So.
Okay, so yes, trying to explain how this abomination came to exist. So what after Digimon Adventure 2, the ratings had dropped off into absolutely like nothing. Like no one was watching it.
It was a complete mess. A complete mess from start to finish.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, those production problems the entire way through. Most of the people jumped ship halfway through the production of this show. I mean, it was...
They went to aid Pokemon! They went to aid their enemy, Pokemon! Traitors!
I don't know if that's actually true, but
no,
anyway.
I'm just making things up.
So basically, by the time that came time for a third season, well, Bandai pretty much wrote off Digimon as a dead franchise. So the guy that wrote Serial Experiments Lane more or less was just like, hey, I want to write this. Everybody kind of did the double take, but they were like, okay, well, you have to make something that we can market, toy-wise. Like, otherwise, do whatever the hell you want, as long as we can sell shit off of it. So he decided to incorporate this card game into it to basically be like the merchandise hawker. And then he did everything else that he wanted to do.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Where to start? Where to start with this? Let's start from the beginning, actually. The beginning of the show pretty much tells you up front that Digimon 1 and 2 were just fake. Because they were, in the in-universe logic of these Digimon Tamers, the Digimon Adventure series was a TV show. So it's all a very... clean.
It's completely meta to begin with.
Don't say meta, Ross. Meta on its own. The word meta just means self, so it doesn't mean anything. Don't be the guy, that pretentious twat of the internet doesn't even know what meta is, but says meta because it sounds cool. You need to add another word in order to make sense. You have to say metatextual, metalinguistic. Meta-referential, there you go. Digimon Tamers was completely meta-referential at the beginning.
Okay, there you go, whatever.
So basically, and then Digimons actually come in the real world, and there is this. At first, it's innocent enough. I mean, there is this boy, which of course has goggles because every main character in the series has goggles. It's the law. It's the Digi-Law.
Well, what happened to that squad? The main character didn't have goggles.
There was one? Really?
Yes, Data Squad. The main character, Marius was his name, I think. He didn't wear goggles.
Well then.
Oh.
Which one was it? Oh, you're talking about, whatchamacallit, the Digimon Data Squad. Yes. That's because they kind of made him like a street punk.
That's even worse.
No, seriously, he would literally punch Pokemon along with his Digimon, I should say, along with his Digimon. He would actively fight with them. In fact, that's the only way he could evolve them.
That's
is by actually hunting one and stealing their data, essentially.
That's kind of awesome.
Digimon Frontier, not Frontier, I mean, Data Squad was kind of badass, actually.
I mean, it's like...
I mean, literally, the show opens... with Agumon and the main character basically having a street fight and Agumon kicking him in the nuts. to win.
You know, it's okay. It's like you take Digimon and you fused it with Yu Yu Hakusho, basically.
Pretty much.
So anyway, Digimon Tamers. So the first few episodes, like I said, are innocent enough. You have this kid with his Agumon clone, which is basically something apparently something he created with his own imagination. And they have
It was his own thing. Yeah, it was his own Digimon OC.
It is thematically appropriate with the meta-referential stuff that we established. And okay, so basically they had a little bit of an E.T. sort of exchange in which he tries to hide his new found alien pet from the parents and from everyone else. So comedy, hijinks, and then he meets more kids. They also have their own Digimon. What was their names again?
There was
Oh
Rika
boy, I can't
and
remember the names.
It was Rika and Henry.
Yes, so
And Rika was the one that was kind of a bitch. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, but she was also the coolest, kind of, because of all the three, she was the only one who was trying to actively, turning this Digimon thing into an actual thing. As in, let's have them duel and evolve. Gotta get those experience points. gotta
like, this is how I get better at the card game.
She was visited by Faury, and he told her in this world, his win is kill or be killed. So get that
She was
love.
taken to the side run.
Get that love. She was on a genocide run. Get that love points. Oh boy.
Oh god.
Speaking of which, we need to go back to that genocide run of ours, Jade, at some point.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh yes. We have a long way to go. So anyway, and then there is the other guy, which was the most level-headed of the group and the most mature, and he had a Terriermon, which looked more like a rabbit or a cabbit than a terrier, but that's just me. This Digimon, interesting enough, was the first one to reach the first level of evolution. Which was
champion in English.
Champion level,
adult.
which was interesting to me. I mean, usually you
although it can get kind of confusing if you go by the Japanese thing, because it's child, adult, child. Okay, I have to look this up.
Let's go with the international stats. We champion. Champion, evolved,
Champion,
and mega.
ultimate, and mega.
Champion, ultimate, and mega. Yes, in my country it was champion, evolved, and mega. Small difference.
In the Spanish version, it was almost the same thing.
Okay. Oh, nobody cares about the Spanish Inquisition. I mean the Spanish version. Nobody expects the Spanish version. Okay, no, that's fine. So. At this point, we are introduced to a shady, government-based organization that's keeping track of this Digimon, and is essentially unwittingly killing them when they are thrown back into their own dimension, and you can hear their screams of death. Or something along those lines, so that was something.
Oh, real quick, just because I'm sure someone's going to nab us in the comments if we don't actually mention it. The, Japanese is Baby 1, Baby 2, Child, Adult, Perfect, and Ultimate.
Fantastic, thank you. That was necessary. Oh, by the way, in this series, in Digimon Tamers, we also have fusions, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was only in the second and Class Wars.
Right.
No?
I don't know, actually. I stopped watching Digimon after Digimon Tamers because, honestly, Digimon Tamers was so different and so good as a Digimon story that there is no point in watching anything else, because they're never going to repeat something like this. They're never going to do something like this ever again. Because this was the least child-friendly Digimon series of all.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
much.
and there was also in the in the Digivolve process. You know that in the first and the second, the Digimon when they Digivolve, once the fight was over, they immediately turned back to their normal state.
Yes.
And in the Tamers, it actually took them some time before they came back to their normal stage. So the kids had to hide them in the park and wait till they go back to their normal stage, like a little guy, so they could sneak them back into their houses.
Yes,
And
basically.
I thought it was pretty weird because I actually had watched the first and second one before, and I was like, why didn't they just turn back?
Because Digimon Adventure never existed. It was a TV series. So that makes sense.
Okay. So
I
yeah,
guess
I thought
that
it was
makes-
it was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty cool.
There's a lot of funny moments, including when that little girl with the hand puppet. Oh boy. When she chases after Leomon, which is a Digimon that only Leomon only exists to be killed in this series. I swear to God.
Yes.
Pretty
The
much.
first
He
one, he
is
was
Jesus.
killed, the third
No,
one, he
no.
was
Here's the
killed.
thing. Here's the thing. He dies, and then it's hinted that he gets reborn because that was the lore established in the previous series. But in this series, when you die, you stay dead.
You die.
Digimon dies
Yeah.
when they're killed.
Yes.
Digimon dies when they're killed. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
So when he dies in this series, it's under the most tragic of circumstances. We're getting a bit ahead,
got
but basically,
killed by-
there's a lot of death and nightmare visuals and acid trips and all sort of things that the guy who made Serial Experiments Lane pretty much transplanted from Serial Experiments Lane, including that dream nightmare sequence of this little girl with the hand puppet, in which she faces a faceless versions of herself, and the puppet in her hand talks, and that's absolutely terrifying. And you can also she has a pretty dark backstory, and basically the second half of the show turns into her own version of Silent Hill. Basically, or maybe Corpse Party, whichever you prefer. It's either way. It's very, very not not.
Fitting for children.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's a tough series, but you can use to toughen up your kids, so that they can demand better entertainment, but it's not.
Assuming if they get can get through the tears and the trauma.
Yes, and fun fact: the English version actually made things worse in that regard. At the very end, when all the Digimon basically go back to Digiland and the kids are all tear-stricken because it's something that the adults did to save the world, and the guy's father, what was his name, and basically says, okay, he says, I'm sure things will get better with time, and then his kid shakes his head slowly while he's tear-stricken, and no, things will not get better with time. The funny part is that in the Japanese version, this was supposed to be an uplifting moment in which basically the father is like, I understand if you will never forgive me, and the head shaking was meant to be, you're my dad, of course I will forgive you. And so that happened in English.
So maybe they just misinterpreted that.
Honestly, I think I prefer this version because it's full-on nihilistic, and you don't see nihilism like that of that level
in kid shows.
Because although now with Adventure Time, you see nihilism all over the place, but it's well done at least. Then again, Adventure Time has kind of evolved into a young adult show over time, which is weird because it's like the only animated series that I know of that actually literally grows up with its audience and it changes its demographic. And
which Pokemon did that?
Yes, okay, so by that logic now, all Pokemon will be all gritty, gritty and dark and edgy, and when they fight, they die, and there is evil corporation
Have you
who
ever
wants to
seen
take over
the
the world.
Pokemon Apocalypse trailer?
Okay, so we jumped in a lot of places about Digimon Tamers, but basically the whole deal is
The
that
show is fucked up, yo.
the show was messed up, but interesting, very interesting, to be honest. It was different. What's this? What's this you're
That's
showing
the
us?
Pokemon Apocalypse trailer.
Oh boy.
Although I actually had like the
I wanna be the
Digimon
best.
like keychain games, the thing that the show was based on.
Oh wait,
The
I
one that
know.
was like
Wait,
basically the
wait,
boy
wait.
version of Tamagotchi.
Okay, no, wait, I know this. It's that fun trailer. Yes, it's that fun
Yes.
film. Okay, never mind. It would have been interesting if it were to be an official thing, but something like that will never happen.
Yeah,
So,
definitely not with Nintendo.
Okay, honestly, Pokemon, if you bringing gritty realism into Pokemon sounds like the dumbest idea you could possibly do. Like ever. It's so stupid. It's nobody could take that seriously. I mean, it's a colorful world with mutated monster animals, and you fight to be the very best the world has ever seen. Something like that. Gritty realistic. Are you kidding me?
Except that if, any of these creatures acted like you would imagine they would, then Gyarados would probably be eating people left and right. Or Mewtwo would be making people's heads explode. Stuff
Yes,
like that.
you cannot sell that to children. In fact, that sounds like a bad episode of Epi Tree Friends. I mean, it seems it seems fun at first with all the cute animals getting murdered and dying horribly, but after a while the novelty wears off and it's just boring and repetitive.
Probably.
So really, it's best not to have those spots. Although I would make an argument that this really the Pokemon seems to be really pro animal abuse, but
Yeah.
Digimon on the okay. Here's the main difference with the appeal of Digimon for me compared to Pokemon. With Digimon, it really feels like the monster and the human are on the same playing field, on the same terms. They fight together against evil and whatnot, and there is no such a thing
But at
as...
least they both put themselves at risk.
Yes, there is no such a... Moreover, there is no such a thing as putting animals inside microballs to unleash them when they need to fight under your orders, which is something that Pokemon does. And in the meantime, Pokemon preaches us about being friend with your animal, and then you have this animal friend fight basically to the death or to the fainting with other animals because it's a world in which animal fighting is legal.
Yeah, here's the other thing about Digimon that you may not realize. Anytime the kids try to force Digimon to do things, it usually ends very badly for them.
Yeah. Okay, so
Hey, remember in Digimon Adventure when Dai was like, you have to digivolve to Ultimate, or else, we won't be able to tackle this big guy. And, everyone's like, but stop forcing me. And then, fucking becomes evil monstrosity that nearly kills them.
He becomes a skeleton T-Rex, basically. And I, the Great Papyrus Rex, I shall conquer this world in the name of the Great Papyrus. Yeah. Sons, where are you, sons? Why am I so big right now? That's weird. I love that. Even though I have to say the original king of skeleton puns and jokes was Brook from One Piece. I have to say. Yes, they had a skeleton companion at some point.
Yeah,
Great.
I remember. I think I saw a brief image.
Yeah. So, yes, the crew of One Piece gets bigger basically every decade or so.
Pretty much.
So Digimon Tamers, Digimon in general, I have nostalgic feelings for it, as I said. I enjoyed watching more that than Pokemon. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has aged well, but Digimon Tamers stands up the test of... Wait, Digimon Tamers...
Tamers definitely... Digimon Tamers definitely holds up. If you try to watch Adventure, it's very difficult because there's so much reused everything. And because you already know how it goes, you don't have that kind of sense of wonder and exploration
Digimon
now.
Tamers is a surprise after another because you don't expect it to get so dark in so many times, and the second half is basically all a gigantic emotional turmoil for everyone involved. It's a recommendable watch to say the least. You never see such themes as nihilistic ways in a children's cartoon, especially not at the time. So yes, Digimon Tamers. Wait, Ross.
Yes.
What, we haven't acknowledged this. What was the name of the person who wrote this show and made also Serial Experiments Lane? Because I feel like we need to give it proper recognition.
Looking at now.
So generally speaking, the most horrifying moments of the show, and also the most tragic, were all linked to this one little girl with a hand puppet, which she used to communicate her deeper and inner emotions that she could not actually speak up with her own strength. It's like a very, very potent, also very sad element of schizophrenia to add to the tragedy.
Okay, I have the name. The writer is Chiaki J. Konaka.
Okay, so this is the guy who wrote Serial Experiments Lane.
Yeah, and Digimon Tamers. It just didn't say it on her Wikipedia page at first, which is bizarre.
All right, that mystery was
Wikipedia.
okay.
Yay.
Okay, so that mystery was solved, and we were not wrong. We didn't remember the name. So
We thought it was the director. It's actually the writer. Okay, makes sense.
yes, it's the writer. Yeah, I meant to say. Clearly, he wrote Digimon Tamers. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the way it is if it was written by someone else.
Let's see, what else has this person done? Birdie the Mighty. Oh, that's fantastic. Devil Lady.
Devil Lady, I remember that.
Yes.
Oh,
Ghost
yeah.
Town. Helsing.
I know.
Oh,
Parasite Dolls.
Yes, I actually knew he made Ghost Town, which is another horror story.
Princess Tutu.
Princess Tutu was astounding.
At least some episodes of it.
Now, Princess
they basically some of
Princess
these,
Tutu was
only
great.
individual episodes.
Princess Tutu was a great show, and it had a lot of dark moments, so that makes sense to me.
How can you go from going to horror anime to Digimon to Princess Tutu? Why?
Okay, Princess Tutu, you should... Have you watched Princess Tutu, by the way?
No.
I recommend it to you. It's great. It's a great show.
Oh, and they also he apparently did a lot of Ultraman series too.
That's great to know, I guess. With that said, I think we were done with this podcast about 20 minutes ago, but we kept talking because there was a mystery to be solved.
We have solved the mystery.
We are mystery. Oh, wait. We are mystery solvers with a Z.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay, so this has been the Team Yume podcast, a very much improvised podcast. But then again, what else is new with us? I have been Madhog the
Wait, we
Master.
plan things?
What?
I said, wait, we plan things?
Sometimes we do. Like, we plan to talk about Utaware Rumono, and this one was not planned. So that's the kind of planning I'm talking
Fair
about.
enough.
Very, very light planning and all of that. So again, I am Madhog the Master.
I'm uncomfortable.
And I'm the French guy or girl or whatever.
And I am the Great Papyrus. Aha! Prepare to be swayed by my japes and my jokes and my tricks and my puzzles. Humans? Yeah.
A pirate. Hey.
I killed him.
Oh.
In the genocide run, I killed him twice. I had to kill him twice because I had to redo that part because I was wrong about it.
But people die when they are killed. But
Even
skeletons do not. They're
Actually,
already dead.
I guess he died 3 times. So yeah. There is a phone,
Alright.
so this is my cue to go. So bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Digimon monsters, Digimon, Digimon monsters. It is kind of catchy though.
Come
in
on,
its
sing
own
with
way.
us. Digimon.
Digital monsters is gone. Okay,
Digimon
bye.
are the champions.
And then there is the Italian version of it, which rocks. Dai mezz'ora Ikinjo, noi siamo amici, siamo noi, catapultati a Digi-World, Digiman. It's pretty good. It's in a cheesy way.
Spanish version. Do you want me to sing the Spanish version?
Nobody cares about the Spanish version.
Yes, they don't care about the Spanish version.
Nobody expects it.
I
Bye.
care.
Okay. No, seriously. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Solamente quiero amarte y todo mi calor brindarte, Carolina, esas penas